Good morning and welcome to Ebona 103.5 FM. It is newspaper headlines. Today being Friday, 6th day of January 2023, and time check is a minute past the hour of 7. We will go to the headlines immediately after this short break. Stay tuned.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Welcome back to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. It's still your newspaper headlines this Friday morning. On our table this morning, we have the Punch, Guardian, Nation, Premium Times, Leadership, Daily Post, Vanguard, Sun, and Tribune. You can join us on our Facebook page at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. You can stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. And you can send in your contributions to our WhatsApp or SMS messages on 0809-666-1035. My name is Divine.
And I'm Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Isan residents receive free medical services. Edo impounds vehicles, arrests 3 for driving against traffic. Anambra police arrests 6 robbery suspects, recover arms, others. Ohaneze needs worthy new leadership to succeed Obiozor, says group. Group decries 3.6 trillion naira vote for fuel subsidy. Group decries 3.6 trillion naira vote for fuel subsidy. Those against Obi's endorsement by OBJ don't mean well for Nigeria, says Ohanaeze. Ogun police arrest couple, 6 others for killing dismembering mother of 2. EEDC mobile mapping for mass metering in Anambra begins January 10th, says officials. Eco Electricity Distribution Company justifies electricity tariff increase, says ministries, departments, and agencies owing 116 billion naira. Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority seals 14 filling stations in Kanu over crazy prices. Delta Councillor, another, die in Sapele cult clash. MBA vows to get justice for Rahim Buramo. Appeal Court strikes out judgment on APC in Rivers. Nigerian Correctional Service restates commitment to securing custodial facilities nationwide. Obasanjo unfit to recommend president for Nigerians, says Tinubu. Lack of diesel delays intervention as fire guts Abia High Court building. 2023, tame inflation, insecurity, fuel subsidy, expert tells government. Buhari Kaigama describes Benedict XVI as humble lover of Christ. Lekki Estates Residents and Stakeholders Association, Lagos, tax Inspector General of Police, Sanwo-Olu, on implementation of hashtag NSAS panel recommendations. Northern states are supporting Tinubu. Ganduje declares in Benin. Para law students get scholarship allowances. Akeredolu imposes 24-hour curfew on Ekare, Akoko over unrest, killings. Flood. Lagos receives Presidential Technical Committee, calls for dredging of major rivers. Money for Niger Delta Development Commission taken to Dubai, UK, Abuja, others on Oshie laments. Appeal Court rejects application to reinstate Al-Mustafa, others as AA candidates. Abiodun Kick starts campaign, promises agric technical colleges for border towns. Abiodun Kick starts campaign, promises agric technical colleges for border towns. EFCC shouldn't be in existence. Nigerian Constitution faulty, says Abakoba. EFCC shouldn't be in existence. Nigerian Constitution faulty, says Abakoba. Lawyer petitions Ugwain over alleged demolition of Enugu paint factory. What National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure says to achieve by Executive Vice Chairman. Group urges INEC to partner critical agencies for credible polls. Federal government releases 13.89 billion naira pension for 2022 retirees. Bauchi Assembly candidate raises 20 million naira for school. Mosques. 16,000 terror victims in Borno get relief materials from Saudi Arabia. My commitment to fight insecurity. Sacrosanct. Governor Ozodemma. Buhari is transiting Nigeria to manufacturing economy. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure boss. Omo Agege urges banks to reject fresh 40 billion naira loan request from prolificate Delta government. INEC begins online media accreditation for 2023 general elections. Obaseki restates commitment to solving pension issues. Ex-Deputy Speaker, others lament Ogoni marginalization. Obaseki receives Kwankwaso as NMPP flags off campaign in Edo. Edo extends deadline for profiling of drivers. Delta Health Facilities attracting national patronage, Okowa declares. Onoshie promises to turn Niger Delta Development Commission around as Niger Delta Minister inaugurates board. INEC receives consignment of Bermuda Voters Accreditation System machines. Imo Police dismisses story on setting ablaze for Ata Njaba station. You are using outdated, unworkable technique to fight insecurity. Human Rights Writers Association tells us of them others. Abia PDP governorship candidates whereabouts, source of concern, says groups. No going back on support for Obi, even if Southeast is against him, says Adebanjo. Debt services. GOB's 80.6% of 2022 revenue. Federal government seeks fresh 8.8 trillion naira loans. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
In leadership, PDP candidate vows return of Religious Affairs Bureau in Kaduna. Intensify efforts for Tinubu's victory, Oyetola tells APC leaders. Bumi Haruna bags PFSA Level 1 Talent Identification Certificate. PFL new season. NFF boss reads Riot Act to match officials. Is Bello the new prince of the Niger? Stamp out crude oil thieves before May 29. Agencies. Proceeds of NMPC. Governor Sule's imprint in road construction. East Africa Business Council partners ACCI on implementation of AFCFTA. TCN takes delivery of two new transformers accessories. Stanbic IBTC Bank tops retail corporate banking in Nigeria. NSCDC disowns announcement on recruitment aptitude test. Federal government to transfer 613 repentant terrorists to states. Naseni boss makes case for investment in technology, technical colleges. NFIU goes after federal government, states, local governments. 2023, G5 governors fail to unveil preferred candidates. NIPC CEO keeps mum as directors allege threat to life. 2023, ICC Abuja to serve as INEC Coalition Center Situation Room. Foundation tasks government on budget for sexual, gender-based violence survivors. Custom frustrating cargo clearance at seaports, clearing agents. Labor stakeholders groan as discos secretly raise tariff. 2023, Governor Abiodun kickstarts campaign in Ogun. 2023, INEC devolves PVC collection to wards, registration areas. Pope Benedict XVI laid to rest by successor Francis. The trouble with Obasanjo's wish, poor governance in the state, fuel supply, stop sabotaging Nigerians, threatening NNPCL group tells DAPPMAN others. Couple, 6 others kill 26-year-old lady, sell body parts for rituals in Ogun. P2B in Ekiti vows to uproot political structures responsible for Nigeria's woes. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI laid to rest amid praises. Federal government to reintegrate 613 repentant Boko Haram. Federal government to reintegrate 613 repentant terrorists. False allegation against Emefiele by DSS, provocative, say Arewa, Oduduwa, Ohaneze youth. 48 hours after sacking Atiku's ally, Bauchi Emir appoints new Waziri. Coalition alerts on alleged fresh plot to remove CBN governor. Obasanjo's endorsement of P2B a ruse. PDP RAF. Alleged missing 89 trillion naira stamp duty fabricated to force Emefiele out. Group. That's the much we can take from leadership.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. Half of world glaciers to vanish by 2100 reports. Obasanjo can't show way forward. Tinubu slams ex-president. New Niger Delta Development Commission Board chair promises to reposition commission. Buhari, Tinubu, others mourn Punch, Kulu, Olokutun. Varsity students rejects fee hike, plan protest. MBA suspends ex-secretary over parallel lawyer associations. COVID-19 surge, health workers demand travel restriction. 6 still missing in Kebbi boat accident report. Covenant University holds 17th convocation. Oshun will support military war veterans, Adeleke. 2 senior lawyers want EFCC scrapped. INEC begins Bermuda voters accreditation system testing in Plateau. Varsity students reject fee hike, plan protest. Ekiti Varsity, ASU decides on strike January 17th. INEC establishes collation center, moves PVCs to wards. Lagos government, police plan dialogue for youths. Hashtag NSAS. Lekki residents ask Sanwo-Olu to implement report. Lagos seeks federal government support on flood prevention. Most scholarship beneficiaries not from Niger Delta, Amnesty Office. Military to release repentant terrorists to states. Fintech firm launches retail banking app. PVC's collection moves to world level. Friday, INEC. Ukraine dismisses Putin's Christmas ceasefire as hypocrisy. 4 injured in renewed attack on Benue villages. Ekiti State University, ASU, gives January 17th ultimatum to avert strike. University of Maiduguri students protest hike in school fees. Federal government suspends ex-militants agitators scholarship program. Onochie assumes office, says Niger Delta underdeveloped. Tension in Delta community as gunmen kill 4. Federal government punishing Nigerians with fuel subsidy removal. Showoro. Federal government punishing Nigerians with fuel subsidy removal. Showoro. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Ondo workers not owned salaries. Akeredoro. 2023 budget, National Assembly to reconsider tax waivers concession. Nigeria will pay 1.8 trillion naira extra interest if Buhari. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning.
In Daily Post, Bauchi Emirates appoints new waziri after ex-minister's removal. Okene bombing. Kogi government reacts as DSS arrests ISWAP commander. 2023, second Niger bridge enough for Southeast to vote Tinubu Uzodinma. 2023, police arrest 61 suspected political thugs in Kano. 77 trillion debts. Alarm over national debt unnecessary. Zamfara, police rescue 15 abducted victims. Imo, my commitment to fight against insecurity sacrosanct. Uzodinma. 8 filling stations sealed in Osun for selling petrol above regulated price. Akeredolu imposes 24-hour curfew on Ondo community over recover weapons. 1 feared killed, properties destroyed as Hausa Fulani clash in Ondo. That's the much from the Daily Post.
And now we move over to the Nation newspaper. Motorsports Fiesta holds in Lagos. Deputy Senate President to bank. Don't give loans to Delta government. Okowa spent 4.2 trillion naira without anything to show, Omoagege alleges. Tinubu mourns renowned political scientist, columnist, Ayo Olukotun. INEC gets committees for National Situation Room, Collation Center. Nigerian Bar Association suspends NEC member for aligning with parallel union. Tracking the gains of Nigeria's cashless policy. Lawmaker to support establishment of healthcare center for Abia community. Presidential poll. G5 keeps PDP supporters in suspense. Tinubu, I will convert Yahoo boys to tech experts. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Omoagege, our biggest challenge in passing local government autonomy. Buhari orders security agencies to end crude oil theft. EFCC can't interfere in state government's affairs, says Abokoba. World leaders bid farewell as Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI is entombed. NFIU to enforce ban on cash withdrawals from public accounts March 1st. Africa's monkeypox cases mostly in Nigeria, says World Health Organization. Niger Delta Development Commission brought shame to Nigeria, says Onochie. G5 governors silent on choice presidential candidate. Oyetola, Areboshola's loyalists unite for Tinubu Shetima. I have not joined PDP, says Okorosha. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. AAC expels governorship candidate in Akwa Ibom. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps to applicants. No plan for aptitude test on January 8th. Court rejects bid to restore Al-Mustafa as AA presidential candidate. Why 7 billion naira amnesty scholarship scheme was suspended by Presidential Amnesty Program Administrator. Buhari to security agencies end crude oil theft by May 29th. ASU 6 education tax increase by 10%. Para gets new chief judge. EFCC can't legally exist alongside police, Abokoba insists. Order 21. PDP pays 95 million naira for campaign in Rivers. Bus, trailer collisions leave 18 burnt to death in Bauchi. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Moving over to Vanguard newspaper, TUC fumes over contradictory stance of politicians on petrol importation. Indebtedness to Eco Electricity Distribution Company hits 116 billion, targets 20 hours daily power supply. Nigeria's trade surplus rises 16%, 69% to $11.58 billion. Federal government to transfer 613 rehabilitated repentant terrorists to states. Salesforce lays off staff like Meta, Amazon, Twitter. R. Kelly's alleged force-feeding physics ritual revealed in docuseries. Buhari Kaigama described Benedict XVI as humble lover of Christ. It's dangerous to underestimate Russia. NATO warns. Why EFCC shouldn't be in existence. Former NBA President Abakoba. Prince Harry says his brother Prince William physically attacked him. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Construction resumes. Gridlock hits. Users appeal to federal government. No crisis in Bauchi Labour Party, says state chairman. Your gallantry keeps Nigeria safe. Adeleke to veteran military men. 2023. Appeal court refuses to reinstate ex-Abacha aide Al-Mustafa as AA presidential candidate. If 2023 election is about comedy, Tinubu will win. PDP. PDP urges Wike to seek medical attention. Why fuel crisis persists? NNPCL, NMDPRA explain. Oshoba rallies support as Abiodun kickstarts campaign for re-election. Super sub Mahrez condemns Chelsea to defeat at Stamford Bridge. Police arrest 61 suspected political thugs in Kano. We sold her legs for 30,000 naira, heart 50,000 naira. 8 confessed to murder in Ogun. Seal KB boat mishap. 14 bodies recovered, 16 still 6 still incapable, says article. P2B will get 2% votes in.
We move on to the times. Couple found dead in Kanu. 2023. INEC 2023. INEC announces police rescue 15 abducted victims. Arrest 6 terrorists in Zamfara. Victims. Arrest 6 terrorists in Zamfara. Ondo government imposes curfew in Ikare